Okay, so this is the 26th day of March, the year 2022. This is a published meeting on the record, a public record of a town meeting. That meeting was recorded with the Cabarrus County Register on February the 16th of this year. And it was also published in the newspaper for the 3 consecutive weeks that we were going to hold this meeting. Right now, I'm going to call this meeting into order to give you a little introduction of what this meeting is actually about. It is about peace, not war. It is for the purpose of selecting a jury of our peers. First thing is, you may ask why a public notice. What I have determined makes a situation like this a lawful process is that we've got 2 people that, at least 2 people that aren't muted. That was the one making the noise, okay. You cannot surprise somebody with a situation that involves a suit or a problem in a court. Everything has to be done publicly. My history that's brought me to this, I've listened to a lot of people, is that you have to give proper notice, and I have determined that people have forgotten how to state a claim. And in order to state a claim, it has to be done properly, which means whatever the issue is, whether it's a land that you think you own, whether it's a right to do this or that, you have to notify whoever it is that you're having an issue with, and then you publish it in the paper, record it on the with the county recorder, and then give them an opportunity to rebut your claim. Okay, so we are not going to hold a court, not today. That would probably get us all thrown in jail eventually, and I don't believe we have that right to just hold a court. We do, but it has to be a proper, in a proper order and a proper fashion, which I plan to explain how I believe that has to come about. Secondly, there's a lot of people who have referred to grand juries. Matter of fact, there are some people on the call that are part of grand juries. A grand jury cannot do what I am proposing to be done. A grand jury, by my understanding, is a group of people that are put together for the purpose of determining if a situation that's brought before the people is worthy of being tried in court. And then they would weigh the evidence that's put before them, and then they would present an indictment that then would proceed to go into a court. All right. One of the things that people may or may not be aware of is that all of our existing courts right now are what's called inferior courts. They're created by Congress. They are privately owned and operated for profit. That's easily confirmed by going online with Dun & Bradstreet, and you can see their DUNS numbers, and it will show you their principal party is. In Cabarrus County, there are 5 judicial courts in the state of North Carolina that are for-profit corporations. So when you walk in there, they're looking for you to give them jurisdiction, and out of ignorance, you just walk right into their situation. They are privateers. This current system is just looking to make money under the impression that they're trying to look after the people, okay? And our country and the world is full of victimless crimes. So I am looking for a jury, to select a jury of our peers, which we will do at the end of this presentation, so that everybody understands exactly what's going on. I know of no law that says that a jury of my peers has to be somebody who lives or is domiciled in the same place that I am. Basically, the concept of a jury of her peers stems back way before England, when England had nobles, but what's popularly taught is that the nobles had established the right that they have the right to be heard by other nobles, so that the nobles knew how nobles lived, and they would know the intent behind any action that a noble was being accused of. Okay, so the people who have brought this public notice, I don't have that ready to show you, but this is a little cover page that I put on the public notice just to hand out in the public. And it says like this: public notice, if you or anyone you know have been troubled with one of the following: foreclosure, traffic tickets, IRS issues, foreclosure, forced vaccinations, mask mandates, concerned about Second Amendment rights, so on and so forth. The town meeting, this town meeting is for people to take notice that a town meeting is coming up. It gives the date, and then I have a little comment of why you should be involved, and it's for you to get remedy, to get your house back, or the money that you've lost, to stop getting traffic tickets or for victimless crimes, turn the IRS into your friend instead of someone you're scared of, and so on and so forth. So then the first page that I'll show you here, and it will be available online on the website, is what makes this a legal document. What makes it a legal document is that it has been notarized, and when it's notarized, a notary is an agent for the Secretary of State. So the current notary that I use actually keeps a copy, so this document is on file with the Secretary of State. So the same thing that an agent does for the principal and vice versa, which is why when you look here, it's not signed by the registrar, it's signed by a deputy, okay, which is the same thing. Wayne Nixon, who is the Register of Deeds, did not sign this, but his deputy did, so as far as Cabarrus County goes, it's recorded. Okay, then the first page is the cover page, and that cover page gives the book and page, so anybody can go online and see this. It's been put in the newspaper. It's been sent to the people who are involved in the many claims that are on here, so they can go to it, look at it, and then they were free to join this meeting today. Okay, so the public notice right here, I'm going to read this because I think it's important for everybody to know who hasn't read it. It says, "To whom all it may concern, if there comes a time when those of us of mankind find our trusting hearts and good nature being abused by those of mankind belonging to a private society not of our own. It is therefore our duty to stand for righteousness and call for the aid of those of mankind that know right from wrong, to form a lawful court consisting of a jury of our peers. That said, we the authors of this notice call upon our fellow mankind to join us for a town meeting for the purpose of selecting a jury of our peers. This jury will be the ultimate court of the land and will hear claims of trespass by those of the legal society known as the American Bar Association and any subchapters thereof within each state. Please take notice that all accused wrongdoers are invited to attend this town meeting held in the daylight, an open, lawful assembly of the people of mankind. It shall be recorded, and failure to attend will constitute a waiver of your rights to select jurors. The location of the town meeting is to be held at 807 Sweet Gum Street, Kannapolis, North Carolina, at the Second Baptist Church at the time of 2 p.m. on March 26, 2020. That is where we are, and the door is open. It is not locked. Anybody can come in. All jurors are required to be private citizens of one of the 50 states of the Union, as described within 20 CFR 416.1606. They are forbidden to be members of any private society to which they have taken an oath in secret. All oaths shall be placed on the public record. The following oath is required of each man and or woman who raises to the call of duty to sit as a juror of our peers. This may be, has been modified because it has to be voted on by the people in this meeting. I state your name. Give oath that I, renouncing any prior and conflicting oaths, am and willing be true and serve those of mankind in the office of juror, and will do right ruling by all manner of mankind, there to witness a claim with facts and evidence to support said claim, and to render a verdict and or uphold a verifiable claim, as we, the juror, do witness, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, so help I Yahuwah, the existing one, God. Just for the purpose of everybody, I use the Hebrew name Yahuwah because it's the way I pronounce it. It means the existing one. God does not denote much of anything other than authority. And then it has the following is a list of cases to be heard but not limited to. And then we included the website where people could go and register. We also have a YouTube channel, and then the video that I do explain exactly what I'm doing there. And you can see the authors of this public notice. And then the last page, which is what made it possible to be recorded at the county. Anything you record with the county has to be either a deed or something similar to that, or a public notice, or it has to have an affidavit attached to it. Found that out when I tried to enter something into a court case this week. First of all, is there any objections? And I'm going to leave it open, unmute. Everybody has to unmute themselves. Well, we got some people that just came on. For those who have just joined late, I'm sorry, you'll need to mute yourself because we'll get feedback. I've called this meeting to order. The recording, you can get it to catch up on. The first thing that I want to do is to, or the next thing I want to do is to show the court requirements. This is something that will be voted on. Everybody here can vote. Everybody's online. Everybody that's here personally can vote for it. It's the piece of paper that looks like this. There's 3 sheets, and I'm just going to read them. First of all, its heading says Court Rules and Requirement. Notice, requirements of court. We propose that these provisions be made and stand in effect. And it says, for the purpose of this notice, the terms we, us, our, man, woman, men, women, and the like refer to the man or woman pressing a claim in a court of common law, as well as the singular includes the plural and the plural includes the singular, as well as terms are gender neutral. So if it says man and it's a woman, it's the same thing. We're all mankind. It says, we, men and women, say that when it comes time for us, when those of mankind of a society not belonging to us do trespass upon us, and so comes a time of us to be present simply as a man or woman in honor to seek remedy at the court, to open a case to press a claim of trespass between us, a man or woman, and those of mankind whom we believe have done a trespass to us. We believe there are many types of courts on these lands under many different rules, codes, acts, and statutes, but few operate under law. So, to be clear, we will not appear or represent or pro se or diminish the status of ourselves to any other title such as citizen, human, pro se, person, living beneficiary, freeman on the land, sovereign citizen, trustee, executor, named, plaintiff, defendant, or prosecutor, and the like. Again, it is fair to warn, let it be known, we will only be present at court as a man or woman. We will be present as a man to press a claim. Requirements. 1, we require a room to move this case at this courthouse, and we have chosen to be present before the court to record under oath to testify to what is true with facts to support a claim of trespass. We require us to stand as man who presses a claim of trespass. We require no legal advice, no legal forms. We desire not to be part of a bar association. We require a man or woman who will act as magistrate to give their oath to follow before us at the court. Of the following before us at the court. We require a court of record for this court to be announced. We require any man and or woman invited to this court to do so under oath to testify to what is true under penalty of perjury. We require the court not to accept any legal arguments, codes, acts, or statutes. This is a court of law. We require the court will only accept claims with facts and evidence to support any and all claims. We require the court to be private. We require all orders by the court to be carried out within 21 days of the verdict. We say we, as man and woman, will be present to hear any man or woman with verifiable claim of wrong, debt, and or trespass of us to testify under oath as to how we have done them wrong and to offer remedy. We say, if no man or woman brings forth a verifiable claim, then we will be present to press a claim of ourselves under oath at court. We say, if there is a legal complaint and or motion on the days or date of this hearing, and as those who are mentioned in our claims will be present on said day, we will simply press this claim of trespass on the same day for the convenience of the court, for the magistrate to verify said claim or schedule a future date for trial by jury to consider all claims, complaints, and or motions set before said jury and to render a verdict. And I just realized that I was supposed to be sharing the screen, which is why help would be wonderful to keep me in line. Let me see. I think that I am right here in this 4th paragraph under number 10. We say, if the man or woman is invited before this court for trespass and does not have a lawful excuse as to why of such trespass or claims of contrary, and the man or woman acting as magistrate and or jury has now the findings of facts and conclusions of law on the record to make a verdict in favor of us men whom now press this claim, then the orders of the court are to be enforced, and the orders we present to said court are to be rendered to the clerk of court for his final verdict and court seal. We say the orders are binding and should be notarized. We say it is fair to warn, if the man or woman believes it is not proper to proceed in this lawful manner, then the court wishes to have findings of facts and conclusions of law on the record in order to press a trespass on the case. We say and do and will verify all herein be true at open court on the public record, and to whom all it may concern by our autographs fixed to this notice. The men and women who do claim, and then autographs, there's a place for autograph, and then there'll be the notary that will be attached to it. And this will be notarized by all of us here who agree to to this. Okay, so with that said, before there's a motion to accept it, I'm going to open the floor for questions about the requirements for court. And I'll also, before I do that, let me open the floor for anybody who's come on new that would have questions, because you're going to be blindsided trying to figure out what's going on. So with that, unmute yourself. I think it's *6 that unmutes you if you're on the phone. Raise your hand, and if you're on the phone you can't raise your hand, you can just say, "May I speak?" Nobody have any questions? Anybody here? So my concern is that, could someone please acknowledge that you hear me and that you're good with it as read, so that I'll know that I'm not just presuming. Okay, we're getting some feedback here.
This is Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. Go ahead.
From California.
Yeah.
So I know that I've got some people on here for sure. I know that Twyla's on here, and Joanna, and I think Barbara, and I'm on the phone, so I can't really see the participants. But just an overview for California. Can you just tell us how we fit into this picture?
Yes. Okay. The overview. Okay. First of all, the main purpose for this town meeting, Liz, we're gonna have to. You're going to have to mute yourself. There we go. Is it, I don't know exactly how you say C-I-R-I-A, Sierra. I'll get to you just as soon as I do this overview. The purpose for this town meeting, obviously, is to select a jury of our peers and to give the respondents, the people that have trespassed against the people that had called for this town meeting for this purpose of selecting a jury of our peers, is hopefully to share with people what we're doing. We believe it's the lawful way to hold a court and actually get a jury that is knowledgeable. One email came back to me and said, made fun of it, said a jury of peers, they're all U.S. citizens. Well, that's exactly right. If you go into their courts, where they're monitoring your phone and your computer, and they send out jury notices to people that they know are good little tax-paying, don't buck the system people, then that's all you got to choose from. And they all think they're U.S. citizens. They have no idea that a U.S. citizen is a person, a statutory person that was created. It's not a man or woman. And most people are good-natured and can't even fathom the fraud that has been placed on the people of this world. And so this is a way that you can have it open. We're not forbidding anybody to come in here. It's a public place. The church that we're here using their facilities was kind enough to let us use it. There's no charge. All you have to do is show up. So they have no defense to say, "Oh, we didn't know about it." You know, we put it on the public record, recorded it in the county, put it in the newspaper. We sent them notices, and I even sent some reminders. So they're not here. It's their fault. So there's nothing that I know. There's no law that says that I can't have a jury of my peers, and one could be in the territory known as California, one could be in the territory known as Nevada, one in the territory known as North Carolina. It doesn't matter, because it's all political. The world knows that we have a right to associate with who we wish to, and we have a right not to associate with those we don't wish to. The only problem that we have is the government service providing corporation that's running it acknowledges that we have those rights, but they say they're not self-implementing. In other words, if you want your rights, you better figure out how to get them. Okay? And so that's what we're doing. We're offering. I've listened to a lot of people. I've sat on lots of YouTubes, lots of online meetings. I've sat with people, I've been in court, I've been thrown in jail, just for asking the nature and cause. I mean, what is so criminal about that? And what I've done is I've tried to pick bits and pieces from everything and put that puzzle together. And I know I still don't have all the pieces, but I'm loving the fact that people are coming together and bringing those pieces that I don't have. And so I like the fact, Nancy, that you said that y'all read it on the courthouse steps. This meeting, what we determined in this meeting and find, I will stand on the courthouse steps after it's recorded with the county and put it in the paper, and I'll read it. So they don't have an excuse, okay? They've got to be able to have a defense. I'm using the process that the clerk of court, Bill Baggs, told me that they use, because they're just a private corporation. They have to follow some sort of guidelines. So if they want to foreclose on a house, they have to record it at the county, they have to put it on the news, in the newspaper, and they have to put it on their bulletin board. He told me I could put something on the bulletin board. He didn't know why he could tell me I couldn't. And he's right, he can't. That's a public notice. So, Don McLean took it to the court, to put it to the courthouse to put it on there. And a deputy told him he would take care of it, I think it was, that Bill said he would take care of it. So if they didn't do it, they're negligent. So what the process is, there's lots of grand juries, like California has a jury pool, but that is just a jury pool, okay? Today I actually am moving to select jurors to hear cases. So we have enough here that we can select. Everybody can be a juror if they want to. And then when the day for the court trial comes, that they don't verify our claim and we actually have to have a jury trial, then you'll be notified that we'll have court. Okay? I'm anticipating, with the help of Charlie Dan and the process that we've got going here, that they're going to try to settle out of court at a hearing. That they're going to have a magistrate that's going to say, hey, yes, it's done. I don't know. If we wait on having 100% of the information, we never do anything. So I know that I am a righteous man and I don't want to harm anybody. But if somebody's abusing people that I know they are, like I've witnessed, then they need to be stopped. And Bill Baggs, the clerk of court, said, you're not going to beat these people. I'm like, well, I might not be able to, but the one who's behind me will, because he's tired of it. Okay, and I get this all from Scripture. So with that said, so the things that we're going to do here is I read the court rules. I shared the public notice. Basically, I'm going to open the floor up again if I've done a decent enough job of recapping, so that we take a vote that yes, these are our acceptable court requirements. I mean, they're really simple. We don't need a 100-page or 1,000-page book of court rules. The average man or woman should be able to write with an orange crayon on a napkin their claim and go to court and be heard. But the current system it has it so that the judge behind the scene can just refuse to read something because it's not the right font, it's not the right spacing, it's not, whatever. And not even tell you, because he is a statutory created God. The word God means authority. That's all it means. So when you say, ain't God good, well, you haven't said a thing. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just the way the English language is. Okay, you might as well say, ain't the authority good? Because if you take an oath in their court, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. You just said, so help me, Judge. Okay, that's all you said. You think it's one way, but he gets to interpret it how he wants if you don't establish it. You have to determine exactly who you're addressing, what you're addressing, because if you don't interpret your words, somebody's going to interpret them for you. So with that said, I'll open the floor for any comments on the court requirements. So I'm going to see if I can find a button. I think it's right here that will unmute everybody. But please if you've got people in the background that are making noise, then you're gonna have to go somewhere else because we get all that feedback, and that's not suitable. Jeannie, would you find my power cord and look it up for me here? Am I saying your name right, Sierra? Because you've got your hand raised, I'm gonna unmute you, and yes.
Yes, this is actually your daughter, Twilight.
Oh, hey, Twilight, okay.
California, hi.
Hi.
I just had a couple of questions. First, how long have you been involved with the common law?
How long have I been involved? How long have I been involved with common law? First of all, I'm going to explain to you what I have determined that common law is. It's just me, okay? And that is, common law is what's common between the two people that are talking. Like right now, you and I are creating law. We're having a conversation. Okay, so there's no common law that's out there that came from England and you do that. If you didn't sign your name to it, if you didn't notice someone that you're coming against, you don't have any common law. Okay, so I have been involved in common law ever since I've started this. Unfortunately, the common law was codes and statutes for the first few years, and I was getting a crap beat out of me. Okay, so now I'm establishing my common law. I listened to Carl Lentz a few times. I could not get in touch with him. I liked what he had to say because he was explaining how simple it should be. Then I took a course with Jennifer Goodwin and John Little. And I realized that they didn't show us anything that was concrete, but through that process I realized what common law really is. And common law is what has been, what you have expressed. That's what John Little says. You have to be able to express it. You need to be able to express it in writing, and then you need to be able to express it in open court. Okay, so I have not succeeded in a court with what I'm doing, and the reason is because I've not done this yet. So I am simply pulling from the knowledge that I have collected and said this has got to be the way to do it. I do not know of anybody that's tried this. I know a lot of people have tried to hold courts and tried to hold common law and tried to do it in there. I've not seen anybody that has shown me where they've got a court order that they succeeded. You know, there's tons of experts and gurus that'll tell you how it's supposed to be done. And I'm not saying it's not out there. I'm not saying it's not out there. I haven't seen it. And there's a lot I haven't seen. So hopefully that answers your question.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you've been able to watch. There was an international grand jury that got together of professionals, doctors, lawyers, you name it. And they did like, a 5-day grand jury on the internet.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's been seen by a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So, to me, I think something like this is good, even if you have like all people from different states getting together and attacking one of those topics or what we're going through with the mandate still on our jobs or whatever.
Okay, so we're not
because it is a court of public opinion as well.
Let me stop something. We're not attacking anything. And Charlie Dan's got his hand raised because he's got a lot of good stuff to say. I'm going to try to promote some of the stuff that he's shared with me. I have not. I'm not prepared to give him that much time, and I want to stick to the what's on the agenda, and then do more question and answers afterward. Again, a grand jury can't do anything but then try to do an indictment. I'm talking about a jury of your peers, so that you do this process in your hometown, you hold a meeting, you hold your court, you get it established, so that you actually get remedy. Okay? It's the same system they're using, except we have not established it. So you know, like Bill Baggs asked me one time, the clerk of court, he says, "Is this our rules or your rules?" I said, "What does it matter?" I said, "You know, it's somebody's rules. They just have to be established." So I'm establishing my rules. If anybody joins in with me, they're establishing their rules. So it would take someone to say it's unconstitutional or that it's wrong, somehow it's been done wrong, in order for it to be a non-lawful process, okay? Which is why their Supreme Court overturns a lot of their stuff, because it's unconstitutional. But you will be waiting forever to get something heard by the Supreme Court, their Supreme Court. The real Supreme Court is that court in the county courthouse being heard by a jury of our peers. But it takes us to do it. The only thing that I found valuable that President Trump said to people is that I put the power back into the people's hands. Problem is, people don't know what power is, they don't know how to use it. So what I'm hoping is that I am doing my little part to teach people how to put the power back in our hands. Okay? Again, no guru, no expert. So was there anything else you had before I go to Charlie? Okay, Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll make this brief. First of all, that international court was not it was just basically gathering information. Common law, I look at it just this way. It's contract and injury law. It's nation's law, basically. So it's whatever agreement you made with the other nation or the other individual. I yield.
Okay. Your mic was a little low, but I think everybody may have got that. So it is definitely the expressing of your law. The only thing that would be universally understood is that I don't have the right to harm anybody else. Okay? Your murder, your rape, your theft is just common. That's common. We do not have the right to do that. Other than that, if I happen to be going down the road in my car and I don't have my seatbelt on, I ain't harmed anybody. How can you fine me 180 some bucks? I mean, what have I done wrong that all I've done is give an opportunity for a tax collector, and that's all they are, is tax collectors, to pad their pocket. So anyway, so with that said, I make a motion that we accept the court rules and requirements. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we got a second. That is Virginia Mixter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, it's unanimous here. If you're online, I'm going to say it's unanimous unless you speak up now. Is there any opposed? There's no opposition on the floor. Is there any opposition online? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we have Dewana Hooper. She agrees. And it's recorded with the name that I called Sierra. Was it Tessa or something? I apologize. She agrees. Terrell Edmonds, he agrees. There's somebody from Clayton, Georgia. They agree. Somebody from Charlotte with an 8623 that agrees. Oh, you're unmuted. Would you like to speak? Okay, I'm going to go on. There's a Winter Park, Florida, phone number ending in 8876. They agree. Nancy, go ahead. Somebody's about to say something. I do not want to speak.
This is Linda Nash in Florida. My answer is yes.
Yes, you agree. Okay, thank you. All right.
Hello, this is Liz Johnson in Maryland. I'd like to know what it is I'm agreeing to. I know you're holding that paper up in the air, and I'm really quite new to your channel. Thanks for letting me in. But sure. I don't know what it is I'm agreeing to. I know you're holding it up, but I don't know what it says.
That is perfect. Okay, see, this is why it's open court and everybody has a right to speak. We don't try to trap anybody. This is a piece of paper. Let me just go ahead and go back to sharing screen.
Oh, maybe that's where I got it left out, because I don't see your shared screen.
Yeah, well, it's not shared right now, but I'm going to.
Okay. Well, I don't want to put you through any kind of...
No, you're fine. Screen recording. No, what am I doing here? Okay, please enable screen recording for free conference call under security and privacy.
No,
I'm reading something. I'm trying. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I will. It's not my fault now.
Oh, no. You're actually... You are actually very good, okay? You are doing wonderful.
Thank you for saying
Yes, because one of the things that that you will find in the local courts is they don't really want you to know anything. They just want to shuffle your butt through there. And
trust me when I tell you, all of what you're saying, I understand. I understand sovereign law, common law, I understand it all. I just don't know what I'm saying yes to, that's all.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying
I
to
don't
find.
want you to take a lot of time.
Okay, Joshua, get up here. Cause I'm.
Well, some person, what is your name, by the way?
I go by Wick.
Okay, well, Mr. Wick.
No, not Mr. Wick. I'm just Wick. You don't call me Mister. I'm not your master, and I'm not your slave. So we're
I
good.
got you, I understand.
Yeah.
I really understand all of that. So I'm saying, I'm just one person, so don't take a lot of time with me when there are all these people saying yes.
No. I see, because if I did skip you, and even if you said it was okay, then you couldn't vote, because you don't know what you're voting. You've already said on the record that you don't know what you're voting for. So I have to make sure that you know it. That's just right. That is just what is right. So I was trying to share it on screen, and it's not doing. So basically,
I'm really feeling some kind of way because you're taking all this time with me. I tell you what to do, I'll go out and come back in. That way you don't have to deal with me.
no. It's here.
Okay.
Can we send her an email?
Hey, do you have your email?
Yes, I do. I mean,
Okay.
it isn't there, and I really don't know how to put it there. Just my name is there. I don't know how to put my email there.
No, what happened there? All right, we got it now.
Oh
See,
my God.
we have to work this thing through.
Oh, well, I'm feeling really badly.
No, don't feel bad. Well, somebody speak up and tell her everything is cool.
Everything is cool.
Okay, all right, then I'm gonna believe you. I'm gonna believe
Okay,
you.
now can you see it?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. It's teeny like.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can do about making it larger. See, oh yeah. You tell me when you can see it good enough.
Yeah, maybe I'll make it larger on my screen.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. I got it now.
Oh yeah.
We propose that these provisions be made to stand in effect.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna tell you to do. I'm just gonna scroll slowly and you just read it to yourself. Everybody else is good with it.
May I?
Yes, you may.
This is Nancy. I don't know what you're voting on either, and I don't have a screen to look at because I couldn't download the app.
Okay, did you hear me read it a while ago? I already read it out loud. Did you hear me read it?
Oh, is that what you read?
That's what I read, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, everything that's on this piece of paper, I just read word for word before we stopped to answer questions. So it's simply the part about what we require when we go to court. We need a magistrate just to verify a claim. We don't need a judge to render a verdict. Everybody is given the opportunity. A real common law court, two people that have a conflict come together and they present to each other their conflict and offer their remedy. So like if I drove by your house and I knocked your mailbox down and you sent me a notice because I was a lowlife and didn't go back and tell you I did it, and you sent me several notices that you needed it fixed, and I ignored you or I refused to do it, and then you wound up paying somebody to do it, then you would go to court with your evidence that you noticed me, that you tried to do it, that you had Joe Doe contractor put it in and it cost $250, and so I would have no defense. You got me on camera, you had two witnesses or whatever that I did it and I refused to pay it, then the claim is there and I have no defense for it. I can't explain it. I was just a lowlife. Then there's nothing for a judge to judge. The evidence of findings of facts and conclusions of law are there. The order gets put in, I owe you $200 and something. Okay? What's supposed to happen is that in doing the notice that I do the right thing and say, oh, I'm sorry, you want me to fix it or I'll pay you. And then that's done. There's no reason for a cop to come give me a ticket and drag me into court to pay them $500 to give you nothing or maybe pay you that $200. So these court rules are simply stating what we expect And it's very simple. And if you heard it a while ago, I read it. I will read everything word for word. Okay, with that said, Nancy, are you good with it? When you heard me reading it a while ago, was there anything that you disagree with? Because
No, there was something that I thought was sort of de facto language, but I don't remember what it was.
okay. Well, the good thing is that this is my requirements, or the requirements of the people that have cases. So you could actually agree to it, because all you're doing is agreeing that we have the right to have our own court requirements. They're not anything you got to stand by, except that as a juror, if you become are elected as a juror and you'll have to take the oath. And I've got to try to get this thing to flip the page. Well, the other page is just a note, so we're good. Yeah, that's the first page. I'm going to go slow enough that you'll be able to see the recording. Okay, so that's the first page. And this is the second page. And the third page is simply the notary that will notarize that it was agreed upon.
Someone's waiting to get in.
Okay, someone waiting.
May I?
Yes, you may. As soon as I figure out how to get out of this thing so I can let people in.
I'm wondering, you state under pain of perjury?
Penalty of perjury. Penalty of,
An oath under penalty of perjury?
Yes, in other words, that if you're saying anything that's false, not true, then you committed perjury. That's just common. That's, in other words, you can't lie. You can't tell something's not true. So anything that you would say, and again, this has nothing to do with the jurors that you would be agreeing to be. This has to do with, if it's my case, it has to do with anything that I present. It's got to all be true. Okay? And so if I'm coming against somebody, if they bring any evidence in, they too have to tell what's true. Because you know somebody's lying. Somebody's making crap up. And so that's why that will shut them down. Just give me just a second. I got to get somebody in. Okay. Yeah, got it. Okay, so with that said, is there any other questions about the court rules and requirements?
I don't have a question, but I do have, believe it or not, they were kicked out of my screen. And now I see you scrolling up and down it, but it's really tiny. So then can I just be out of the vote and not vote?
Oh yeah, all you have to do is just say that you abstain. That's fine.
Okay, well, I'll abstain, so
That
we
will do.
will.
Okay, all righty.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so did you write down that Liz
Yeah.
abstained?
Liz Johnson.
Liz
abstains.
Johnson. Okay. All right. With that said, then I'm going to. Yes. Yes, please address.
Syria abstains.
Syria abstains. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so with that, the motion to accept the court rules and requirements is passed. Okay, the next thing is the Magistrates Oath. Now the purpose of this is so that we get preferably a non-bar attorney magistrate. And he knows he's not asked to be a judge. So let me shrink this, and let me shrink that. And I don't need this. Don't need this. Okay, so here's the oath for the magistrate. Can everybody see that? I'm going to make it bigger. Too big. Trying to make it as big as we can. So I'm going to scroll and read it at the same time. Magistrate's Oath. I, he puts his name in it. Give oath that I will and be true and serve those of mankind in the office of magistrate and will do right ruling by all manner of mankind, there to witness a claim with facts and evidence to support said claim, and to render a verdict or upon a verdict of a jury without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, so help I, the existing one, God. I, same man or woman, give oath that I will and be true and will not knowingly take directly or indirectly any compensation for any matter done by me through virtue of my office, except through allowance made without effect to my verdict, and will not in any way show partiality or favoritism to anyone, so help I, the existing one. I say here and will verify at open court, all be true by, and then you just write whether it's a man or a woman, they sign their name. And then it's got a notary juror for the same thing. Okay, is there any questions about this? This has got nothing to do with us. It's just to make sure that we get a magistrate that's going to be appropriate. Okay, so if there's no questions, then will somebody make a motion that we accept the magistrate's oath? Okay, Richard makes a motion that we accept the magistrate's oath. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Put Don down as a second. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so to make sure that we have plenty of time for those online, is there anybody, somebody else is waiting to get in here? Oh, I know who Green is. Is there, again, it might be easier to say, is there anyone who objects? And then I'll go to an abstain after that. Okay, so I'm going to have it that we'll get in touch with everybody to get names if we need, where we need them. All right, then is there any abstains? Since there's no objections?
Nancy abstains.
Nancy abstains. Okay. Can I ask you a question? Why would you abstain and not object? Okay.
I don't like the old language. I don't believe in the language.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Appreciate that. Do me a favor then. Write one up and get it to me. You might have something better. All right, so with that said, that motion passed. So now we're going to go to the juror's oath. It's basically the same thing. It says, I, John Doe, give oath that I will and be true and serve those of mankind in the office of juror, and will do right ruling by all manner of mankind, there to witness a claim with facts and evidence to support said claim, and to render a verdict or uphold a verdict of a jury without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, so help I, the existing one. I, John Doe, give oath that I will and be true and will not knowingly take directly or indirectly any compensation for any matter done by me through virtue of my office, except through allowance made without effect to my verdict, and will not in any way show partiality or favoritism to anyone, so help I, the existing one. And the reason I say that is I think that jurors should be paid just like jurors are paid. You know, when the time comes, we will probably take a vote on how much they should get paid. I don't think that should affect whether someone is willing to be one or not. I would do it for free. So with that said, again, it's got the same notary jurette on it, which just basically says that somebody's sworn to this statement, and that makes it where it's registered with the Secretary of State, having the notary on it. So with that said, is there any questions?
I have a question.
Gotcha. Go right ahead.
Are we going to be asked to approve the statement, or are we going to be asked to be jurors?
Well, basically what we're going to do is that there'll be a motion to select jurors today. You don't have to take it. It's what we're doing right now is asking you to accept the statement or the oath. Okay.
Okay, that was the question.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you're not accepting the position of a juror just because we're selecting it. What we're doing is trying to establish what is permissible with the group to accept. Okay, so.
Okay, thank you for making that clear.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Excuse me, I'm going to get a little drink of water. Okay, so where are we? No questions. Okay, do I have a motion that we accept the juror's oath? Here. Joshua Hollenbeck made the motion. Winter Park, Florida, if you'll give us your name, we'll let you second it.
Linda.
Linda? Okay.
Yes.
All right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Good girl. Hey guys, we really should be having some fun, so this is not something that should be anything other than the fact that I think we're going to be having some remedy for ourselves. So again, I want to make sure everybody has enough time to propose before I let Nancy abstain. It's okay, girl. Just let y'all know we.
But I also wonder where you're going to get the money from. But I don't think I have enough information to be involved in any of these votes because I just don't know. I don't have it clear enough. I'm not clear enough.
No, that's fine.
And it's hard because I don't even have the camera.
That is perfectly fine. I don't want anybody to do anything that they don't have a clear conscience and full understanding to. So, yes, somebody saying ma'am, there's a lot of noise. David on California, there's a lot of background noise, I think, because you've unmuted.
Is that better?
Nice. I don't know if it's just digitally happening, but it sounds like somebody running a saw or something behind you.
What's going on?
Hold on a second. Let me mute. Sometimes I'll mute other people. That takes care of it. No. You go ahead. We'll try to hear you, David. Go ahead.
There's someone online in the other room next to me here, so maybe that's part of it. Can you hear me better?
When you actually talk, it does cut out some of the noise, so go ahead.
Pardon me?
When you talk, it actually does cut out some of the noise. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I would propose that these documents get posted. I looked at your webpage and I looked at the documents that you have you posted there, but these oaths and things that you're working on now, I would propose that they get posted for everyone to review, and then come back and do a vote on it for everybody. I mean, I understand what you're trying to do here, and but I would think it would be better for people here, some that are more informed than others and some less, and take a look at it and come back with some, can come back with some questions, and then decide what they may or may not want to do with this process themselves.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to open the floor for comments from the online people, because I think Dave's got a good suggestion. Go ahead, Elk.
Well, I agree with David. The more people that are informed, we want to have an informed group conscience, and they need to know what's going on. Like this one lady, she didn't even know what the documents were, and I was only able to review them real quickly. So I cannot commit to being a juror quite yet because I'm still trying to understand everything. So we need more people to be behind it, and the more we have, the better, the stronger we are.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so just to let you know, I have said that I don't have everything figured out. That I'm just whatever word you want to put in there, stubborn, thick-headed, or whatever. That I'm going to push through until the help comes to do it. So I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to open the floor for Joshua to. You did make the motion, right? Or is it, who made the motion? Yeah. To withdraw his motion to accept the oath of the juror. And if he wishes to do that, then I'll open the floor for David to make a motion that we post them on the website, give everybody a chance to review, and come back in such and such a time. Because then I will actually go and record this this coming week, at the county recorders, and I will send a notice out to everybody. Because I'm telling you, this is the process. I just don't have all the pieces. I can't do everything. So I'm really thankful for everybody speaking up. So this is not about pushing through to try to make something happen and only to have it thrown back in our face. I think this is wisdom in what you are saying. So with that said, floor is open.
Yeah, I'll repeal, but I also want to give a suggestion to you just about getting people's opinions for the website, which we should say to everyone. But yeah, I'll repeal. Okay. Joshua has repealed, withdrawn his motion. So the motion is off the floor. So at this time, if...
Wait, can I get a point of order?
Yes, you can.
I think there may be a misunderstanding. What this oath is about is when you do call jurors, this is going to be the oath they'll be taking.
Right.
Right.
Do y'all understand that this oath is simply, if you get called as a juror, you would just accept that oath. Basically, it's to be honest. That's all you're asking. That's all you're doing is signing an oath that says you're to be honest. You're not going to be dishonest. So, but again, I don't have a problem with putting it off and doing exactly what Dave says. So, with that said, Dave, the floor is open if you want to make a motion to...
Yes, thank you. I have two questions. How many people are there in your audience?
In the audience, we only have 6.
Okay. What is it that you're going to be recording? You mentioned we're going to have something recorded.
Okay, basically, just like this town meeting was recorded at the beginning. I don't think you were on at the beginning. You might have been. I just didn't notice your name. To make this process work, I'm going to mute you while I talk because there's some in the background. To make this process work and be lawful, everyone has to be notified. So to do it properly, as I've determined should be done, the notice is taken to the county recorder after a notary has notarized those of us who wish to carry it out. Once it was put on the public record as a public notice, it's then a notice put in the paper and was run for 3 weeks. We sent that notice of this town meeting to select a juror of our peers to all the respondents, all the people that we're coming against, or that are coming against us. Okay? That is what's happened. So now that we've held this meeting that we've published, then today's meeting will be published again. So it cost me about $100-something to do that, to get it notarized, get it recorded, get a certified copy back, and then it costs about another $100 to put it in the paper. I'm funding all that, unless somebody wants to throw some money my way. Okay, and so that it's all running parallel with each other or congruently, I'm going to make sure that the, whatever's discussed today will be put on the public record. And I may even do the same thing that Nancy shared, and that was reading it from the courthouse steps after it's already been done. So that way, no district attorney, no prosecutor, no policeman, no sheriff, no judge can come back and say, well, we didn't know, or we don't agree. But they got plenty of times to agree. That's why I say I'm not in any rush. I want it to be done right. So I hope that answers your first question.
Yes, it does. I I appreciate that, and your process, as far as I know, is very sound and has a good foundation to it. And I'm willing to learn more if someone wants to share something too. So with that, then I motion that the oath and there was one or two other documents.
Yeah, there's two.
What were they titled?
There's the oath, the Magistrates Oath, the Jurors Oath, and the requirements for court.
Okay, that those three documents be posted and shared with all the participants here, and that give them time to go over them, and then we set a time to re-adjourn.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you, and then I'm going to present your motion as I see it. Okay, so David makes a motion that we table the oath and vote for now the oaths and the requirements, which we've already passed the first two, but that's no big deal. They can be amended. I don't believe that we have to go through the motion to get that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Ratified.
Ratified, whatever. We'll just ratify it instead of withdrawing it. But you make a motion that we table them, put them on the website, give everybody a chance to review them, give their input, and then we'll schedule another meeting probably in about 30 days to come back. We can do it before then, but in order for this thing to be proper, I've got to give all those respondents the opportunity and the time to know it. If we don't think we need that much time, we can do less. So before I actually make that a formal motion for you, David, does anybody want to give what they feel is appropriate time? We could just do 10 days, I guess, because by law that's established, 72 hours is all you have to notify somebody to respond. They can ask for more time, and nobody has. Just to let you know that out of our notices, we actually got one call from one attorney, and I talked to him. So it's it is waking some people up. Dave, you want to comment about the dates or the number of days we should wait, or Nancy? I welcome anybody that's got, or Charlie, anybody that's got some advice on how many days we should say to come back.
This is Linda Nash in Florida. I would think about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think a month is too long. I think 2 weeks, and I think that will give some of us time to find others to join this and have them pre-read those documents.
Great. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna say that David is now making a motion, and Dave, you speak up if I say anything wrong. Making a motion that we table everything for 2 weeks, allow the documents to be put on the website for review, and then we reconvene to then allow more people to come and join the meeting and vote on it. Is that good enough?
Yes, I agree. So I'll make that motion. And do we have someone there recording?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is being recorded, and I do have someone taking notes as well.
Okay, that's the important part. Is that someone's taking notes and making a record of it, because that establishes our authority in law.
Right. Yeah, we'll also put the minutes of this meeting on the website as well with exactly what we're talking about. So if there's any objection or if we get anything wrong, then say like we might misquote you or whatever, then you can come back and say, no, that's not right. So we're going to do our best to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's.
April 9th.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
May I?
Yes, you may. Please state your name when you call.
This is Syria, for the record. I would like to add to that motion that if any potential jurors would like to submit a revision of the documents or suggestions, that we'd be able to submit that probably by email that's on your website.
Yes.
And with your permission, be able to have any revisions or suggestions posted as well for review.
All right, so I'm not.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm not going to redo his motion because that would be a mess, but we will do exactly what you said. Our website, if you'll notice, does welcome input because we know that this is a big picture, it's a big puzzle, and we're such a small part of it that we want people to feel like they are important and then needed, because they are for the success. With that said, everybody, like Nancy, she mentioned the wording. I had a good conversation the first time I've ever talked to her last night. I could have talked to her for hours. And so I love her input. So I would love for her to submit what she thinks it needs to be. And as soon as that's done, it'll be put right back on the website, and everybody will be notified. As long as you register on the website, and you'll get the notifications. And so if we're good with that, I want to stick with Dave's motion, because basically Dave's motion covers that we're going to table the idea and come back in 2 weeks and discuss it after it's been put on the website and everybody has a chance to review it. So that covers your request too. We good? Yeah, Dave.
Okay, would the chair call for a second?
Yes.
On the motion?
You made the motion. I'm calling for a second now.
Second.
Richard seconds the motion. We're good. We already got it. Richard Howell seconded the motion. Okay, so with that said, I want to end the formal meeting to reiterate that we are at peace. We are not at war. If you take the time to read law terms, this is all about war. This is trading with the enemies. I know everybody on this internet call knows the Trading with the Enemy Act that we're actually operating under. It's a joke that we want to be at peace. So with that said, I am going to.
Point of order.
Yes, go ahead.
I'll call for the vote.
Yes, I've got a call for a vote. You're right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Hopefully we got one unanimous one. Is there anybody that wants to abstain or objects to this, this motion? Good. Hey, we got one. It's unanimous. Everybody's in favor. First of all, I'd like to thank Nancy, who I think is responsible for most people on this call. I know DeWanda Hooper's probably in your group, but I've known her for a long time. And then Charlie, I know he was sent to me by Daryl, and I really appreciate y'all's input. So with that said, yes.
I want to give a few thoughts on the website for all of them first before we
Okay.
yeah. Step up and
With that said, I'm going to end the formal meeting for the public notice. But now Joshua is going to come forward and give a few comments about the website. Joshua is, I wish he was my son. He's just a wonderful guy. I watched him grow up, and it is he that has taken the responsibility to do the website. So with that, I'm going to step out of the way and grab something to drink and let him take it over.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, yes.
I'm a bit of a parliamentarian. We need to before we formally end the meeting, we need to set a time and date for the next meeting.
Yeah, we did that, but we didn't do it formally. You're good. I'm liking you, Dave. I'm already finding out that you probably will be in charge of this next meeting. We said April what?
9th.
April 9th at 2 p.m.
My job is to teach you.
Okay. Okay. With that said, is there a motion to adjourn and reconvene on April the 9th at 2 p.m.? Can we have the same place, same time?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Same place, same time. You said, okay, Joshua Hollenbeck makes the motion.
I second.
And Virginia Freeman, Virginia Mixer, I'm gonna get kicked for that one. Seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Well, any opposed? Any abstains? Okay, it's unanimous. And now I'm going to turn it over to Joshua.
All right, I just want to give a few quick notes for those of you who will be using the website, whether in attendance here or online, for the things we talked about. If anyone wants to submit a variation or audit for the oaths, there will be a forum page or a forum thread created. So just go in, create your basic free account, and then you'll be able to access the forum. And I'll put right at the top a thread that will be for revisions or audits of the oath. So you can put anything in that forum. And then for those who wanted to view the forum, I will put a link to it right on the front of the home page right at the top. So just go to the website, look for that link. And that'll be done early on in this week. So I just want to let you guys know where to look for that information.
Okay, any questions? All right, I'm going to open the floor. If anybody has anything that they would like to say, any input other than what we've already done. Okay. All right, I do want to, yeah, go ahead.
This is Linda Nash. When this call is over, I was wondering if you could give me a call. I have a nonprofit organization called Homeowners Legal Rights, and I thought that we could speak and I could get you some documents and information that may be useful for you.
Yes, let me make sure. You said Nancy?
I got her.
Linda Nash. I'm going to make sure you're not in here. L-I-N-D. I got a lot of people that have, yeah, I don't have you. Okay, I'm going to just get your phone number so I can call you. So it's the number that you're calling in on, the one that I would use?
Yes.
Okay, so I got that, and I am going to send you a message to make sure I got it right. It's just going to say Wick. Did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Then I'll call you when we're done. Yes. Thanks, Lynn. All right, with that, unless you guys have something else, I am going to adjourn. I hope to converse more with Charlie Dan, who just in our conversations has had a good bit of success, and I hope maybe get him a link to our website, because I'm going to try some of the stuff that he said that he uses, and I'll be able to confirm it. So it sounds like he's doing some pretty good stuff. So with that, I'm going to end the recording. Huh? Yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
USA Republic, I speak there every Tuesday and Thursday. A lot of people there you can go there and they will give you your testimonies of what has happened to them using my process.
Gotcha. Hey, Charlie, if you're not coming in too loud, so if you'll send me that information in the email or whatever, then I'll try to get it out to everybody. Okay, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, with that, I want to end the recording and thank everybody for coming. It's been a pleasure to be associated with people such as yourself.